Alrighty. Howdy Neighbors and welcome back to the Devine Speaker. Last time Fawn and Sign made up, and we got new outfits, which I am in love with at least one of them. And yeah, we're gonna try to get into a ball, I think. If I remember correctly, and I probably don't. Anyway, let's continue. Even Leo seemed to snuggle further into the warm fabric. Good to have his midriff covered, I assumed. I would be too. Our group walked through the streets quietly for a time before I raised my voice.
Sign, thank you for all of this. I really appreciate it. Everyone else does too.
Look at the boys! Look at them go.
No need for thanks, but I have to admit, I don't mind hearing your praise. Not one bit.
So, now that we're a little more dressed for the occasion, how do we get into this ball?
Well, you see, the thing is, I'm kind of under house arrest at the moment, so my invite was snatched out of my hands. Which wouldn't usually be an issue, considering I hate attending them anyway. In fact, I'm a little surprised I wasn't forced to go as punishment.
Then what are you doing out here? Go on, run along home already before you get in trouble with your mommy.
Come on. I can't do what I'm told all the time, can I? That would be no fun. Anyway, I doubt I'll be able to get my invite back.
Damn. Anyone else have any ideas? Fawn?
I can't think of anything.
It lands toward Leos, who shrugged in response. There has to be some way. If there's even a single person who has information on Caspian, then it'd be worth it. Cross my arms, deep in thought.
Where's it being held?
Is he trying to break in?
There's a large venue in the upper levels. Why?
Curiosity. Does this conversation really need to be held outside? It's still freezing.
Uh-oh. Nothing's fallen off down there, has it?
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear you, alright?
I'm gonna do the same.
Come on, I'm not that bad. Give a guy a try, Leos.
I can't think of anything worse than giving you a try. Later. Stay out here in the snow for all I care.
Leos quickened his pace back toward the inn, trying to put some distance between himself and Sign, most likely. They both have such strong personalities. Never would have thought we'd run into someone that could get so far under Leos' skin.
Are you worried?
A little.
I'm sure there's someone here that can help us, so don't stress out too much yet.
He gave me a soft smile that warmed my heart, and it was suddenly hard to feel too negative.
I'm just worried that I'll miss my only opportunity to find him. If someone there knows him, or even if he attends himself.
Whether we get in or not, we will find him, okay?
If it helps, I've never heard of the guy, so I doubt he would be an attendee. It's difficult to get an invite.
I guess you're right.
I better sneak back home before my mother realizes I've gone. I don't think I'd survive if I got into any more trouble.
Leos turned back over his shoulder and scoffed at Sign.
How old are you again?
Ha ha, aren't you a funny one? I haven't heard that one before. Oh, I suppose we can't all be lucky enough to not have overbearing parents. You wouldn't understand.
Low blow. Leos looked away, a frown crossing his face.
Will you be alright?
She probably won't kill me.
Good night, Sign. Have a safe trip back.
Finally leaving? Good.
Sign waved over his shoulder and disappeared into the night. I really hope he won't get into his trouble because of me. I mean, it's kind of my fault he got grounded in the first place, right? No, it was his. If I could dwell on these thoughts too heavily, Fawn put a hand on my shoulder.
I'm sure he'll be fine. Let's head on back before it gets even colder.
Feel free to stand around trying to make each other feel better for as long as you want. I'm going inside.
Valid. Fawn pulled his hand away from my shoulder and to his chest before staring down at the snow. Leos really did just leave, I glanced toward Fawn, smiled, and started to quickly catch up with Leos. As the walk back was mostly silent as we strolled through the dark streets. The city was even more stunning at night, the moonlight reflecting off the pure white snow. A few moments later, we found ourselves back outside the inn.
I suppose there's nothing else we can do tonight. Should we meet up tomorrow?
Good idea. Leos? Hello? Leos?
What? Yeah, sure.
You seem distracted. What's on your mind?
I was just thinking.
Well, good night then, you two.
Bye, Fawn.
Good night, Pipsqueak.
Fawn turned and walked back toward our rooms. I went to follow him, but noticed Leos was distracted, deep in thought. Well, I'll leave him to it. Following behind Fawn, I rested my hand against my door with a sigh. It's a huge, vast city, filled with more people than I could ever imagine. It was like searching for a needle in a haystack. I don't know what he looks like, what he sounds like. But he does now. Where are you, Caspian? Slowly I pulled my door open and stepped aside. Perhaps it was staying at Storm's mansion, but I made a mental note to make sure I locked the door. Pushed the door closed. Well, I tried to. With a thunk, something stopped it.
You're not gonna invite me in? How heartless.
There was his boots stuck between the door and the frame, stopping it from closing. Quickly opened it and he joined me in my room.
What is it? If you wanted something, you could have told me before.
There's too many people. This is the discussion for us.
A strange feeling welled up inside of me, but I pushed it to the side.
What? You couldn't tell Sign or Fawn?
I have an idea.
Oh?
About?
I want you to trust me. Just for tonight.
I mean, I would trust you anytime, but whatever.
I do trust you. Always.
As if that almost wasn't the answer he wanted to hear, he frowned across his arms before sighing and looking straight into my eyes.
Good. Then come with me and stay quiet.
With that, he strolled back out into the entryway, without even checking to see if I was following. That's so like Leos. He just expects me to follow behind him blindly. Never tells me anything. Ironically, I did exactly that, and jogged to catch up with him. His long legs carried him far faster than I thought.
Should I go get Fawn?
No. Only the two of us are going.
So, we're sneaking out?
What, sneaking out? We're not kids. We don't need to go everywhere as a group. It's too conspicuous.
We just need to go as a pair.
I guess so. It just seems a little secretive.
I glanced back in the direction of Fawn's door. Felt a little bad for leaving him behind, but there wasn't much choice. Leos only just complained about being in the cold, and he was leading me back out there straight away.
Will you tell me where we're going?
Not yet, just follow me.
Didn't you warn me before to be careful and not trust people so easily?
Well, I did, but this is different.
So trusting you is okay?
No, you should trust me least of all. But you've already followed me this far, so you might as well come with me.
For some reason, my chest felt heavy. Why couldn't I trust him after all he's done for me? Why wouldn't he trust me? However, I still followed along beside him. But now with a heavier heart.
Upper levels, huh? Hopefully this way.
He's sneaking! Oh, he's sneaking! He muttered to himself quietly, leading me upstairs or through the darkness. He's always been smart, I knew that. He can come up with a solution to the problem nearly instantly, but would it kill him to share it with me? To let me help too? It's like he's afraid to let anyone too close, afraid of letting anyone help him. Like I said when he first met, he didn't like to be indebted to anyone. He would have rathered us leave him in the forest to die than help him. My mind consumed by all my thoughts. I didn't notice that Leos stopped just ahead of me. My eyes fell on the ground above Judge's back.
What are you doing? Can't you watch where you're walking?
I was.
I just want you to let me help you too sometimes.
Forget it.
This is why you're always bumping into people. You need to pay more attention.
Sorry.
You don't have to be... Just forget it. Come on, it looks like we're heading in the right direction.
Passage made way for fancy-looking buildings and estates. And suddenly even the air around us had a sense of refinement.
Are we...
Going to the ball? Yeah, obviously.
My God.
Leos, I hate to break it to you, but it's not until tomorrow.
Sometimes even I can't believe your stupidity. No, idiot. We're gonna scope out the location.
Like spies or something?
Yeah, sure, if that makes you happy.
Won't we get in trouble?
Not if we don't get caught.
Valid.
What?
Shh. Don't you keep your mouth closed for 5 minutes.
You were just talking to me.
Are you crazy? We can't sneak into something like this.
Why not? I've snuck into plenty of places before. If the people here are as gaudy and egocentric as they seem, they won't even notice us.
But...
Rain, I was taught how to break into a building by the time I could walk. Yeah, this will be a piece of cake.
But if we get caught...
We won't.
But if we do...
I just said we won't. This is why I didn't tell you where we were going.
All right, fine. Okay, we'll sneak in.
Glad you finally agree. And if I'm not mistaken, that looks like a prime location for the ball.
This is it?
Yeah, seems like it.
But how we...
With ease, Leos climbed to the top of the wall and stared down at me from above. With one leg dangling and a look in his eyes that said he was just having fun, he waved at me to join him. With a gulp, I reached up to jump, but my fingers only barely brushed the top of the wall. No matter how much I tried, I just couldn't reach.
Being short must really suck, huh?
Shut up. It's not my fault, you're just tall.
I hear milk can help with that. You want something done right, you really do have to do it yourself, don't you?
With a sigh, he dropped down from the wall, landing elegantly beside me.
Okay, try not to scream.
Uh-oh.
What?
Nearly no effort, he boosted me upward, pretty much throwing me on top of the wall. Clung onto it as if my life depended on it.
What was that for?
Didn't I tell you not to scream?
No, you said try not to scream. And how could I not if you suddenly do something like that?
With a grin, he jumped up beside me with so much ease that I felt jealous.
I had to push you off. That would be funny.
Yeah, at least I wouldn't yell so much.
Valid. The other side of the fence was a large garden filled with flowers. A small waterway ran through it, and the bridge connected one side to the other. Carefully, I dropped myself down beside Leos, brushing off the clothes that Ash had so kindly made for us.
Whoa. It's kind of pretty here, isn't it? People are so lucky to be able to visit a place like this whenever they want.
And yet I would bet money they're the kind of people who wouldn't look twice at the flowers around them. Come on. We're not here to smell the roses.
Sorry.
Stop apologizing so much.
But I am sorry.
Come on. It looks like our ticket inside.
We went ahead to what looks like an open window. As we crossed over the wooden bridge, I looked down to see a colorful fish swimming in the water. How can anyone not appreciate these kinds of things? We approached the window. It was too high for either of us to easily get in. Even though Leos reached up, he was nowhere near tall enough.
What now?
Come here, I have an idea.
I don't want to be boosted inside. No. I don't want it.
Another idea.
Only Leos knelt on the ground, glancing at me over his shoulder.
Alright, get on.
Get on your shoulders?
Do you have a better idea? Want me to sit on yours?
That would be a laugh.
Well then, princess, take a seat.
Filled with excitement, I quickly sat on Leos' shoulders and he stood up, as if I weighed nothing. With our eyes combined, I could finally see you inside the building. His hands rested against my thighs, holding me upright. For some reason, I was oddly conscious of his touch, and where his palms rested, suddenly it felt hot all of a sudden. I must be embarrassed. It's an embarrassing scene after all. No one's had me on their shoulders since... well, I don't think they ever have.
What are you being so quiet up there for? Can you see inside?
I can.
And?
My hands rested against the window ledge. For support, I peered into the hallway. It took a moment for my eyes to adjust to the brightness. Inside, various affluent-looking individuals chatted, drinking champagne. Their voices carried through into the garden.
There's people in there.
People?
Yeah, they look kind of rich. Like Sign.
Bingo.
I leaned in closer, peering at the people who paid me no mind.
Wow, they really aren't noticing me.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Come on, we should get out of here.
Suddenly, a woman with fair hair turned around. Her eyes cast toward the window before looking away. Hand slipped on the icy windowsill. As I tried to hide, I fell forward. Just as I thought I was about to fall, Elsa's fingers dug into my thighs, squeezing tight.
What are you doing?
I didn't mean to. Someone was turning, so I... sorry.
Be more careful or you'll get hurt. Although maybe if you hit your head, you'd at least be a little more quiet. Quickly, do you see anything else?
It looks like a corridor. There's a door to a bigger room a little further in.
Good, we've got our way in.
And if they lock the window tomorrow?
Then I unlock it, simple.
Valid.
Why are you such a walking disaster?
Part of the job description.
I don't try to be.
And one of these days, you're gonna get yourself into more trouble than I can get you out of. Come on, let's get out of here.
Somewhat more elegantly, the host boosted me to the top of the wall. After checking it was empty, we dropped back into the dark, empty streets, knowing the wiser for what we'd just done.
Huh. That was kind of fun.
Fun?
Don't you think? We're like two bounty hunters on the search for their prey.
But you and me, bounty hunters, but you barely know your left from your right.
Let a guy down easy, jeez. If Elrond and Varys can do it, why couldn't we?
They're also both competent people. Only one of us can claim that.
Wow.
Oh.
I'll tell you what. If you and I ever become bounty hunters, I don't know, I'll kiss Sign or something.
Oh, God.
Ew. What? You want to kiss him?
No. God, no, I don't. I'm saying it because it's impossible.
Keep your weird fantasies to yourself. Anyway, why couldn't we invite Vaughn?
Well,
You went quiet, deep in thought.
It's easier to sneak around with less people. I mean, you're noisy enough on your own.
Then why not go by yourself?
What?
You know, since I'm such a nuisance. Admit it. You just can't bear to be apart from me.
He frowned, a splattering of pink covering his cheeks.
That's not it. This is your problem to begin with. Of course I'd bring you along.
Sure. Whatever excuse makes you happy.
You've been spending way too much time with the little blonde pipsqueak.
It's the new outfit, isn't it? Am I too handsome to resist?
Oh, way too much time.
No?
God.
Leos.
You look fine.
Fine.
You a parrot? Yes, fine.
I felt myself pout a little. Not exactly the answer I was hoping for. But why?
Looks good.
Yay!
What?
I said it looks good, okay? Don't make me repeat myself for a third time.
You look good too, you know.
Well, that much is obvious. Anyway, let's move on to something more important. How do you know we're being followed?
This isn't the place to talk about it. Come back to my room.
He nodded in response. As we walked back to the silver willows, we walked past the statue, big and imposing. A man stood with his hand raised to the sky as if he was commanding an army.
I wonder who that is.
Anyone with a statue that big is compensating for something.
Underneath it, a plaque read Elliot the Great. appeared at an interest, but soon continued on our way back to the inn. For some reason it stuck in my mind, but I resolved to ask Sign about him later. We passed through the lobby with ease, and Aaron didn't even glance in our direction.
Out with it.
Where do I even start? This is going to sound a little crazy, okay? And again, everything we get involved with is a little crazy.
A lot crazy.
Right. Well, ever since I left Aurelia Cavella, I've been having these strange dreams. There's this voice that's been calling out to me, but I could barely hear what she was saying. She was trying to help me. I'm sure of it.
And she told you we're being followed?
Yeah. She said that whoever is following us is nearly here, and we won't be able to escape them. And then she disappeared. Do you think it sounds stupid?
Stupider things have happened, so no. Why did you wait so long to tell me?
I didn't really know how to bring it up.
Right.
I talked to Varys about it, and he agreed that it sounds like someone has been trying to guide me.
But you told him and not me? Just forget it. It's probably for the best if you don't depend on me too much anyway. With the way we've been traveling, it would have been easy for anyone to follow us. I warned you about that from the beginning.
I'm scared that something bad has happened to her.
That's just like you. You've been warned someone dangerous is looking for you, yet you're worried about someone else. Why don't you try to look after yourself for once?
I'm trying.
I'm gonna stay here tonight.
Ayo?
In my room? Why?
Because knowing you, you probably don't even lock the door when you go to sleep.
I do.
Still, you're most vulnerable when I'm not around. I'm not taking no for an answer.
I just pulled a chair over closer to the bed and sat down, before crossing one leg over the other and leaning back. No room left to argue, crawled into bed and stared in his direction.
Are you just going to sit there all night?
There would be no point in being here if I just went to sleep.
You can't stay up all night.
It's nothing new. I usually have trouble sleeping anyway. Just go to sleep.
There's something different about spending time alone with someone at night. Maybe it was the light from the moon, or maybe it was because I was especially tired. But everything felt softer, like we could talk about anything. And yet I kept my mouth shut. I was just a nuisance, someone that caused him trouble. He could never trust or depend on me. That thought, I closed my eyes and drifted off into a soundless sleep.
Hello? Are you there?
Dots. Sounds echoed through my mind. Again, nothing. She was gone. My eyes fluttered open, my mind instantly filled with disappointment. She really was gone. That silence was something I should have appreciated. Just a tiny bit of my life, reclaimed as my own and returned to normal, but all I felt was worry. Something that sounded from beside me made me freeze up. Something rustled the bedding, turning over. Yeah! I was greeted by long red hair, so I lay. I was fast asleep. I didn't even bother to take his boots off. Really stubborn. Or didn't he... Oh, why did he say he wasn't going to sleep if he was this tired? He had just gotten in beside me from the start. Just let him sleep a while longer. He obviously needs it. I was caught myself reaching out to touch his silky smooth-looking hair. My hand fell back to the bed. He said himself, best not to get too close, right?
Why are you staring at me instead of waking me up?
Good morning, princess. Were you having a nice dream?
Ha ha, real funny.
What happened to, I'll sit here all night like a tough guy?
I don't sound like that.
You kinda do.
I don't.
You do. Anyway, I just want to let you sleep a little more, since you're so bad with mornings.
I'm perfectly fine with mornings.
Sure, whatever you say.
You know, maybe it wouldn't be so bad if someone kidnapped you in the night.
I know that's not how you really feel, Dios. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
I'm here because I owe you a debt. One I'll probably never be able to repay.
Why? Because I saved your life? You saved my life plenty of times in return. Anyway, I don't care about things like that. You don't owe me anything.
And I just want you to be here because you want to be. But I can say that. You're only here because he feels like he has to be.
The voice. She's gone. I don't think she's coming back.
I'm sorry.
Shook my head in response. There's nothing we could have done. I just hope that she's safe.
Come on. You should go find the others. We can tell them about the plan for later.
Without as much of another word, he rose from beside me and straightened out his clothes. Quickly, I did the same, before fixing my hair in the mirror.
I'm telling you, it was the size of my entire forearm.
Without the cape, Sign looks so... Not Sign. Fawn looks so cute. I hate the frills on the sleeves, I gotta say. But, like, the sheer shoulder thing he has going. Sorry, I hit the mic. Very cute.
Is that really possible?
I'm no liar. It was massive.
Wow.
What are you guys talking about?
Oh, Fawn and I were just chatting about it.
Nothing, Rain. Don't worry.
Weird.
I'm afraid to say I didn't manage to get my invite to the ball back either.
And no need. I already have a way in.
What?
We scoped it out last night. They're pretty lax on security, so Rain and I'll just jump the wall and sneak in.
Aw, you're not inviting us? Boo. Lame.
Haven't you ever heard that two's a company and three's a crowd? Well, in this case, even two is one too many.
But...
Any more people would attract too much attention. Just leave it to us.
Okay.
Aw, don't be too sad, Fawn. Those parties are boring anyway. We can just throw our own.
Sign grinned, and it seemed like Fawn managed to cheer up a little. It was good to see them finally getting back to normal. Well, better than normal, seeing as they didn't get along before. They seem more like real friends now.
We'll let the spoil sports go on their little date without us.
I'm sorry, why exactly are you still here? Weren't you on house arrest? Shoo, run away.
Oh, how hurtful, Leos. Why must you break my heart like this?
His voice dripped with sarcasm, and I could still see a hint of self-doubt in his eyes.
Anyway, it isn't a date. Out of all the people in the world, why would I be interested in him?
Ow!
Hey, I'm not that bad.
You're not that good either.
Damn.
What's the plan for the day, then?
Fawn's voice cut through our argument with a dry tone.
In the likely chance that this ball doesn't lead us any closer to Caspian, we need other leads. We should use the day for gathering information. And keep an eye out for Ilran and Varus.
Oh, we should split up.
Why are you so obsessed with splitting up?
We'll cover more ground that way. What do you think, Rain?
Well... Everybody else is out of the picture. There is no other option. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. With this lovely sight. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you later.